Welcome, everyone. Trustees, faculty and staff, trustees and faculty emeriti, alumni, families, friends, and of course, students in the class of 2015. I am grateful you are all here. I'm so glad to see 328 of your smiling faces right here in front of me. First and most important of all, congratulations. Phillips Academy, class of 2015, you have made it. You can exhale. You have earned it. You have earned it. And here we are, not just at any commencement, but at your commencement. My theme for the day is gratitude. Each one of us today has so much to be grateful for. And put a slightly different way, the theme is don't take anything for granted. For my own part, I don't take that brass ensemble for granted, or the bagpipes that let us in, or the OPP team that made this so beautiful, or whoever gave this amazing sunny day for your graduation. For my part, I do not take for granted, and I've already thanked them, but I will do it again here, the extraordinary faculty and staff with whom I serve here at Phillips Academy. For those who come here for just a year as a teaching fellow, through those who spend an entire professional career, 40 years long, sometimes longer, the work at Andover is deeply fulfilling and, on many days, a truly great joy. But teachers and all those who work in education in this country are overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated. I want to pause once again this morning at this commencement to thank all those faculty and staff, current and retired, who are with us today. No one who knows Andover well could possibly take for granted what you do. Please join me one more time in thanking our faculty, staff, and faculty emeriti who are gathered here in absentia. One thing, David Gutierrez, that you did not see, but I did, was the standing ovation you got from Madame Galou right over there, and she heard that you got the Voltaire just right. Today's commencement is also a chance to reflect on what it took for every student to make it to this graduation ceremony. We all know it took an enormous amount of hard work and great teaching, but an essential element for every member of the class of 2015 is the love, and generosity of parents, grandparents, guardians, family members, and friends who have supported you along the way. Perhaps it was the parent or the guardian who is skeptical about this whole idea of boarding school, but despite their instincts and better judgment, they let you go. Perhaps it was the grandparent who helped with the tuition, or the brother or the sister who was always there for you on the other end of the mobile phone for a quick text or a long talk. Maybe it was a beloved teacher or coach in middle school who suggested that you take a look at Andover, even if you weren't so sure you could make it here. For all of those people in your life, we do not take you for granted, not one little bit. Please, members of the class of 2015, join me in thanking all those family members, friends, and mentors who have been there along the way for you. As your head of school and as one of your teachers, I want you to know, class of 2015, that I don't take any one of you for granted either. One of my earliest predecessors as head of school here, Samuel Gilman Brown, was the principal of Abbott Academy in the 1830s. As you all know, Abbott and Phillips Academies began side by side as sister institutions on this same plot of land, merging into the coeducational school we enjoy today. Mr. Brown, in reflecting on the girls of Abbott during his time, described, quote, the diligence, fidelity, sincere, earnest, scholarly, and successful work of those whom I was so much honored to have under my charge. If ever among pupils there was a love of good learning, it was found with them, end quote. I feel the same way about all of you, class of 2015, and I do not take for granted these wonderful attributes. And we, as your teachers, do not take the work that you have done for granted. At Andover, we know we set the bar high for you. That's part of the point. You too knew that when you showed up on campus for the first time in the fall. You knew we would challenge you at multiple turns to do and to be your best. We set for you high-minded ideals, non-sibi or not for self above all. and the expectation that you would be active, supportive, kind members of our intentionally diverse community. We set for you high academic expectations in the full knowledge that each one of you can clear the bar time and again. We present you with opportunities to be the most graceful dancer you can be, and we saw that so many times this year. To be the strongest athlete, perhaps beating a team you've been trying to beat for 25 years. To excel in the visual or the performing arts, orchestra. At that commencement concert, you proved once again that you own Tchaikovsky so big time that Serenade for Springs is your theme song. Or to soar in mock trial, Model UN, debate, newspaper publishing, writing, mathematics. We expect you to emerge with new languages, great friends, and emerging passions. And you did, class of 2015, and you did. The faculty and I do not take that for granted. We do know about the long nights and the 2 short days, and by the way, we have them too. We do know that it's hard to keep everything straight, much less to excel at academics, arts, athletics, and citizenship, all in the same day. You set high standards for yourselves, your families set high standards for you, and we set high standards for you, and you met them. We do not take that for granted. Well done, class of 2015. Since there's a pause, I know there are a few trustees who have somewhere in their pocket these special Andover 2015 glasses, and I would encourage you to wear them, should you like to, members of the Board of Trustees. Mr. Curry, would you like my pair? You, class of 2015. It's very cool. You, class of 2015, will always hold a special place in my mind and my heart for many reasons. And one is that you were the final class to have had both Mrs. Chase and me as your head of school. I thought for your commencement that it would be fitting to go back and find the first words that Mrs. Chase said to you, the 4-year seniors among you anyway, in your first all-school meeting. Can any of you recite it? I wonder. I suspect some of you remember that morning fondly. Scroll your mind back to September the 14th, 2011. Yes, that was your first ASM. In her address, Mrs. Chase told you what you could expect from your teachers in your 4 years at Andover, and here is what she said. Your teachers here truly care that you learn. They will help you understand why learning what they are teaching you is so important. They will encourage you. They will feel proud of your achievements. They will demand a lot, and they will treat you with kindness. That is their role. Yours is to respect them, to open your minds, to work hard, to come back at something and try it again for the 2nd, the 3rd, or the umpteenth time. I think that might have been your point, Rebecca. And when Andover faculty and students do work well together, doors open. As Andover students, you learn habits of mind and soul and heart that will make you lifelong learners and thinkers and doers. Andover, Mrs. Chase told you, is about learning how to learn, end quote. Mrs. Chase was quite right in her prediction for you. You have done this learning to learn, class of 2015, with extreme distinction in my mind. Very soon in college, you will see exactly how well you have done it. And if you are like those alumni I have talked to who came before you, you will realize it throughout your life in unexpected ways. I've been thinking a lot about the reflection that Nolan Crawford wrote in the Philippian and his quote of his grandfather talking about Andover. And the quote was, "Andover, it can change your life." And I suspect that's true for all of you. Today marks a crucial transition from high school students to college students in each one of your cases. The transition from adolescent to adult is already well underway. Today you transition from Andover student to a member of our august alumni body. And as you leave us, I want to point out a few other things that I hope you will not take for granted. First, I hope you will not take your good health for granted. As one member of the class of 2015 knows all too well, it is possible to wake up one day to the news that you have the fight of your life on your hands after a cancer diagnosis. Others of you have suffered debilitating injuries, shocks to your body that have come out of nowhere and changed your life, potentially forever. Your good health is a great gift. Do not take it for granted, and do not take for granted all those in your life who care for you. I'm reminded today of the hard work of the caregivers in Isham and in Graham House, soon to be the Sykes Wellness Center, who have worked so tirelessly this year to care for the physical and mental well-being of our students. And I give thanks, too, to our student leaders, to David Gutierrez and Rebecca Sommer, all those on the Philippian, and all those who have helped us focus our attention on the importance of health and wellness on our campus. Second, I hope that you will not take for granted the opportunities you have before you, in no small part because you went to Andover. There's been a lot of talk of this word privilege. This is a big one of those privileges. You have the chance to make a difference in the world through actions large and small. You may well go on, and I suspect some of you will, to succeed in material ways that make you rich and famous. If so, I hope that you will create good jobs for others, that you will recall all those who helped you along the way, and you will become a philanthropist in turn to help those who come after you. You may well go on to advocate for change in a world that needs meaningful, serious, public-spirited civic engagement. I know you, class of 2015, will go on to do this. I hope that some of you will in fact join the caring professions to teach, to counsel, to coach, to pay forward what you've experienced at Andover, perhaps back here, and at other great schools you've had in your life. I trust that you will go out to create sustainable communities of tolerance and love in our increasingly diverse and increasingly fractured world. And for Andover itself, I hope you do not take for granted your alma mater. You have a few short hours left on campus in the guise of students. You will soon leave here as members of our alumni body, which you will be for the rest of your life. The alumni body of Abbott and Phillips Academies is 24,000 members strong, and we will add 328 to that today. As you go out into the world, you have the chance to bring the ideals of this place into new communities. You have the chance to stay connected to the amazing friends you have made while you are here, and you have the chance to meet thousands of new people who share the bond of having gone to Andover through our alumni network. The network is just as strong as you make it. And finally, I hope you will not underestimate the power of goodness with knowledge. I want to bring you back, as I close, to a meeting at the start of this fall, at another opening all-school meeting, and one at which all of you attended, only this time you were seniors. On a stunning fall day, we all streamed into Cochrane Chapel. Following the flags of dozens of countries, you seniors came into the cheers of all those who follow after you at Andover. You gave 15 cheers over and over again. Is there any chance you have one in you now, a 15 cheer? Yep. Yes? Yes, that was it. That was it. And for those of you who were there, imagine the reverberation of a chapel where you have only blue sky above you now. Just like that. After you had settled yourself into your seats, I came up to the podium, and you may have thought I was going to say something cheerful and more or less empty, a few start-of-the-year pleasantries. Naya, I'm thinking of you. Instead, I asked for your help with a heavy and a serious tone. This may seem trivial, but actually I think it's profound and important. Our campus had been beset with a case of the yik-yaks. On the ride to your graduation parties, or wherever you go after this, you may have to explain to your grandparents or parents what a yik-yak is. The short of it was that there were some pretty ugly things being said about members of our community anonymously on a social media app. I stood before you and I asked you a very simple question that morning. I asked you about what sort of community we wanted to be, what kind of a year you wanted to have. I gave you the choice of a year in which we played a game of whack-a-mole, one nasty social media app after another, getting shut down by the school administration. I told you at the time, and I still believe that would be boring. Or in the alternative, I said to you that we could take this matter into our own hands, to remove the Yik Yak app from our phones and strip it from its power over our community. I had a sense that you would choose the latter course, that you would prefer to take the higher road, to be the stronger community, to say no to misogyny and the unkindness and the shallowness of that passing fancy. Class of 2015, I do not take for granted what you did. You led the way. We kept tabs on it, but there was little need. You and those who followed you chose to be the strong community, never complacent, always serious and engaged. You prove the fundamental goodness of the class of 2015 at Phillips Academy in that simple act. I know that what I asked of you might not have been met with such a positive response at just any high school. I know that not every class at Andover would have led as effectively as you did. I will never take that for granted. We have watched around the world and in this country too many instances in which our communities have been riven by conflict, and even our own. Your senior year, in particular, has been a time of tumult. Ebola, Ferguson, Charlie Hebdo, Baltimore, Syria, Israel and Palestine, the Ukraine. The list of conflicts goes on and on. You, class of 2015, have shown that you have the strength to rise above conflict and to solve problems, bigger than problems at Andover even, through the strength of your character. I wish for you wonderful, happy, fruitful lives individually. And I wish for you lives in which you find ways to harness collective action, just as you have at Andover, to make our world a safer, healthier, stronger, and more peaceful place. Class of 2015, we will miss you. I will miss you. I will never take you for granted. On behalf of all of your teachers here and all of our trustees, I wish you very well and Godspeed.